Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. Doing a bit of a palate cleanser. Stepping away from the celebrities for just a moment because we have to talk about Egypt. Okay, one of the exciting places on this earth. It's just awash in mystery and intrigue just because of so many secrets being buried there, literally. And if you haven't heard, recently they did a whole LiDAR testing, and supposedly there are spherical structures hiding underneath the pyramids that allude to them kind of being older than what scientists previously thought. And that's, what could these spherical structures entail? Is it, some people think they're staircases. It could be drills. Are the pyramids the top of some like building or a city? Is this the tombs that they always allude to them covering up? For years, people have speculated and have conspirized that the pyramids were like power generators. And, some people do point out that that part of Egypt, I think, used to be encased in water. So what if it was some kind of like, what they call it, a hydroelectro, I don't know. Basically, it created electricity from the water, and the pyramids were kind of like an electrical conduit of some sort. Some people think they were beacons, but etc etc. The conspiracy goes on, and with this new recent discovery, people are chomping at the bit, wondering what it could mean and what is this alluding to. So I figured, why not do a reading on it and see what I get. Also, people are like, okay, this is concrete evidence that they're not man-made. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? I'm just relaying what some of the people are saying, okay? Okay, don't shoot me. As you can see along the bottom of the screen here, it says all statements made are alleged for entertainment purposes only. And I am just recapping what has been going on because people are going crazy over this new discovery. And I know me personally, I can't wait to see what the discovery is going to lead to. I want to know what it all means. If we're going to find out about it in our lifetime, who knows? We still haven't discovered everything there is to know about the pyramids as it is, or of the Sphinx. I know for a while now, some people has, again, theorized or conspirized that there is also a hidden chamber or library under the Sphinx as well. But we're going to just focus on the pyramids and their discovery. And I just need to cleanse my cards because, you got to keep up with the spiritual hygiene, Got to keep it all together. Keep it all together. Do not be, all afraid of the flames. I have it pretty much controlled. And now you see why I get all these burn holes in my mat. I'm going to need another one because I just be letting it fall where it may. I usually do this before, I get on camera so it's not taking up time. But because I have these videos pretty much scheduled back to back, I am doing this live. So it also gives enough time for people to kind of come in and join in if they want as well. But I wanted to get this out, and this one reading, of course, for me is of great interest because, again, it's Egypt. Who isn't interested in this? We're going to cleanse out my previous reading because we don't need that energy coming into this one. We want just the pyramids. We just need that actual energy, okay? Nothing else. Hopefully you all have been having a very eventful or exciting, a very interesting Saturday so far. Enjoying yourselves, making time to see friends and family. But we are going to get into this conspiracy theory and we're going to see what's coming up here. We want to know, we need more details, we need more insights. Again, as I try to tell people, oftentimes think of me as like a spiritual translator, okay? I am trying to relay and interpret something from another language, another dimension, whatever the case may be, in whatever manner it comes to me, and I am trying to relay those messages. So of course there is room for error. There's room for me to misinterpret something, to not say the right thing, to split hairs, whatever the case may be. But I am going to try my best to relay what I'm getting, especially with these being such old structures. It's so much energy, it's so much that has transpired in these areas, you know, over time, over history, and that's just of known history that, you know, we're aware of, and the rest is just kind of like speculation. So I'm going to try my best to relay what I get, and we're going to go from there. If it's something that resonates, cool. If it doesn't, let it fly. I am simply just trying to pick up on what this new discovery could be leading to, what it's entailing, what if there's going to be other discoveries that may even come up. And we're going to go from there. Okay. I do want to get a few things off my chest right off bat. I believe in one of the articles they mentioned that beforehand Göbekli Tepe used to be considered older than the pyramids. And if you want to know more about Göbekli Tepe, I did do a reading on that as well. But now they're saying, looking at what this recent discovery is with these spherical structures up underneath the pyramids, and I believe these are under the Pyramids of Giza, they're saying that this is now putting the pyramids even further back of what, you know, based on the speculations that they have and the measurements that this is all an attached structure. This will put the pyramids older than Göbekli Tepe, which is again kind of rewriting history until further notice. So yeah. Okay, we have the Charmer in reverse here. Oh, and that's my other two cards. We have, oh, they're all coming up in reverse. I don't like that. Okay, let me get one more because I was not getting any kind of intuitive hits. I was just thinking about these. Okay, and so finally have our one upright card, and it's the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. So I'm just going to read the cards because, again, I don't have an intuitive hit on this yet, so I can't give you what I don't know. I'm not getting anything right now. But the Charmer, aka the Magician, coming up in reverse, that usually speaks to, for me, manipulation is the word that comes in. It kind of feels of like things are not quite what they appear. So I'm wondering if this whole discovery, if it's bull crap, or if it's something more so of like people, the conversation around it is a lot of bull crap. Like it kind of reads like fake news almost. It's kind of like the energy. And then we have the Sultan here, which would be, or sorry, the Sultana, which would be the Empress coming up in reverse. The Empress coming up in reverse. This could just be me jumping the gun here. I'm okay with admitting this. Um, Cleopatra came to mind. Maybe there's several Cleopatras. Maybe we don't know about another one, you know. Like they had Cleopatra the Fourth, or King Henry the Eighth. They use the names as titles, kind of things, or like the popes. They take on certain names with their titles because of their position or in honor of a previous pope. But I'm gonna hedge my bets there. But whatever reason, Cleopatra came up, and it could just be because I'm thinking of Egypt. I will admit that and put that out there. But usually with the Empress, with it coming up in reverse, is usually kind of like I kind of think of like very denigrated, kind of like feminine energy. Is muted for whatever reason. Don't know why that's coming up. Then we have the Princess of Disc here. Again, the Princess of Disc, it can deal with an earth sign or a situation dealing with someone dealing with like a lot of wealth, currency is what Mayan. Kind of like a lot of wealth, currency. It could deal with materialism, maybe a over interest in materialism with the Princess of Disc here. Someone kind of learning about materials. I'm just throwing this out here. You know how we always like to say man-made structure? What if it's a woman-made structure or it's a woman underneath? I'm just gonna throw that out there. And then we have the Nine of Wands here, and the Nine of Wands again coming up in the upright is more so of like, again, it feels like a burden, but now it's been like release, it's been let go, or you learned how to carry the load to continue further with the Nine of Wands here. Like, yes, you have to slow down, you're taking a break at this moment, but you're going to continue forward because you know how to carry this load moving forward. I'm not sure what this energy is that I'm getting, but then we also have the Justice card, or the Qadi, coming up in the reverse. So to me, usually this is kind of like, I usually think of just desserts, or somebody is not paying for the price that they deserve, or again, to me, it's kind of like this discovery. Something about this discovery just doesn't line up for something. It's for some reason. Something about that is what's coming up here. Oh no, Göbekli Tepe is the I believe it's in Turkey. I think it's Turkish. I haven't read on the Mayan pyramids. That might be another reading I should do, because that is of great interest to me too as well. The Mayans and the Aztecs, like yeah, I'm interested in that too. But Göbekli Tepe is in Turkey, and that's the one where they say again, as far as they can tell, they think it was like some kind of astronomer tower, or it was a message to future generations, because some of the star alignments or the patterns that line up in there and the creatures, etc., kind of come up. But again, I did do a reading on that one. I don't remember everything I said in that either. That was a lot of channeling. And then we also have the Ten of Disc here for the underlying energy. Money, materials, legacy. This is kind of bringing me back to another reading I did do with, was that the Olmecs? I think it was the Olmec heads. I think that was it. And then the Malik of Swords here coming up in reverse. Something I am getting from this? Of course, there's going to be more that's going to come out about these. I think because of now they have to look and see what those spherical structures is, what exactly is that they picked up on the radar, on the LiDAR. But this also makes me feel of like, basically what I'm getting is kind of like, we always want to think of history as being very linear, but things are probably very cyclical, and it's things are fated to kind of just like repeat. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Let's get more cards. Let's get more cards. Because these first ones, I was not getting too much of anything. So let's see here. This is why we have the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, because I know they're going to give me the business. I don't know if they were trying to take away Egypt being one of the oldest structures, or, you know, the cradle of life. You know, some people would, again, theorize that, you know, they want the start of human evolution to be somewhere else. But, you know, I would be okay with saying like, oh, you know, humanity started in multiple areas. I don't think that's that far-fetched at all. It's actually a show, I think, is it on Netflix? Where this guy, he was on Joe Rogan too, funny enough, because Joe Rogan brought up this whole pyramid thing. But this guy was also on Joe Rogan where he was saying like human history or human evolution, it could be further back than we think. And he was showing, or kind of like connecting the dots of how all of these ancient structures and civilizations that we try to say were not connected are actually more connected than we think. I can't remember the name of this show. Was it, oh my god, but I think I was watching it on Netflix. I'm pretty sure I was watching it on Netflix, but I can't think of the name of the show I was watching it though. Pretty interesting. Like how some of, you know, a lot of the stories we have, or urban myths we have in several different corners of the world. You know, there's always the story of the flood. There was always a story of, you know, oh, then man rose from the flood and started this creation, or they climbed a braid or a weave to get away from it, or, you know, giants, dragons, you know, those type of things you kind of see that rhyme throughout every civilizations or culture's story. Okay, organization, and then we have flattery. Why do I feel like this is more so giving me the people who made the discovery and not the pyramids? Okay, I'm just gonna get 2 cards for everything. Originality, isolation. No, that does not count. I knew that was gonna happen. Nope. I have a whole book that want to come out for this Princess of This, which isn't surprising me because I feel like there's a lot coming out with that. Control. Something about this narrative does not sit right with me. I don't know. This feels very Brene Brown. The story I'm telling myself, or that I'm going to tell everyone, and I want everyone to believe it. That's more so what it's coming across as, which is making me want to be very hesitant about this story that was published in the article. Like, maybe they aren't reporting it as accurately as they possibly should, or as they should. There's I guess a hidden agenda behind it all. And then we have secrets, huh? Secrets, huh? And look, power, disharmony because it's coming up in reverse, and then detachment is the underlying energies here. Okay, let me see if intuitively I'm about to pick up on something. Flattery and disorganization with the magician, messaging, manipulation. And then you have the sultana. Again, this usually feels like an oppression of like femininity to me. It could be like a discourse of motherhood, motherly energy, the birth, the start of something, creation, isolation, and originality. Then we have control with the Princess of Dis. Control over materials. Okay, I'm about to go out there. I'm about to go off. We about to go off on the deep end with this. Because this is starting to feel more above me now. This is starting to feel more spiritual, more out there. And then we also have secrets with the Nine of Wands. Finally, a secret that is being uncovered, that is being exposed, is being carried forward. It feels like finally this grand lie is being exposed. Something is finally going to get out there. Hopefully. It's something to me feels like it's like a power struggle for like I'll say it like this. It kind of feels like this it's going to patriarchy on its head. I don't know where that's coming from, where I'm getting it. This kind of feels like, I don't know, something about this is alluding to or going to lead to like turning patriarchy upside down or on its head, or maybe it's societal structures, maybe it's the norm, maybe it's not patriarchy per se, maybe it's more so what we believe, what we culturally accept or know, how we kind of set up our society is going to kind of be turned topsy-turvy because of this, which isn't that far of a stretch to kind of allude to if, you know, this whole thing about the structures being, you know, staircase, or if they are going to showcase that, oh, the pyramids weren't a tomb, it was a, you know, some kind of power generator or whatever you want to call it. I could see how they could, like, it would tip a lot of things and rewrite everything of how we understand, or we think we understand and know about the Egyptians. Sorry for my dog. I don't know if you all heard him. He kind of scared the crap out of me. Oh, wait. I need to... Is he barking again? Okay, I want to make sure it wasn't somebody trying to sneak up on me. gotta pay attention. Because that was crazy. He barked like that right then. Trying to tell me something, right? Oh, he got his chicken. Okay, never mind. I just heard it. It's sweet. He doesn't have a live chicken. Everyone, put your PETA, go away. He has a toy chicken and it squawks horribly. Okay? Don't come over here. The dream temples of I'm gonna butcher this. Asclepius, Greece, Onar, and Hell, healing. What if we're all wrong and it's just ooh, breakthrough, moon landing. You know how Okay, let me tie my thoughts together because I'm getting too much. Okay, so what if we're all wrong? It's simply just a spiritual temple. Maybe that's why I'm getting like it feels very like, again, woo woo up there high. Maybe the pyramids were just a place of, great religious or spiritual significance. No surprise there. At least it shouldn't be. Then with the moon landing, it just makes me think of like, how much stuff has popped off since the moon landing, how mankind has jumped forward so much technologically after the moon landing, how so much has kind of just tilted on its head since the moon landing. Again, a breakthrough. It just, I don't know, for whatever reason, it just feels kind of like this is, yeah, one small step for, what is it? What did he say? One small step for the U.S. and one large step for mankind. I don't know, whatever that little quote was. Whatever he said. It's really giving that. Like this is really the start of something. And this is making me think of my Atlantis reading too. I'm not surprised that a lot of this like ancient structures, civilizations, and tales and stuff like that, all of them kind of just feel like they're culminating into something. And it's like we're laying down the cards, we're drawing the strings for you, we're leading you to water. It's only so much we can give you before you have to kind of like look up and be like, oh, it was right there in front of my face. Put the pieces together. Why did I think this man was holding a bottle? Isn't that? No, it's not a bottle. Why did like a liquor bottle to me? I could be tripping. Don't judge me. And then we have the vast vistas, the steppes of Mongolia. Isn't one of the pyramids called the steppes? Is the steppes of Giza? Am I tripping? I feel like it's something about a step in Egypt. Giza. Listen, I'm geographically challenged. Don't come for me. Oracle of Delphi, communications. What is trying to be communicated? What isn't being communicated, or what hasn't been said? Something about this, or like manipulated. What about the story or the tale or the history has been like manipulated? And then we have trust. The Polynesian voyagers. A discovery setting off into something. A great unknown discovery, kind of stepping out into, it's going to launch you out into something different. And then we have creativity as the other underlying card here. The other thing I want to point out, notice the locations that we're getting with this. Okay? Greece, Italy, Mongolia, Moon, the Pacific Ocean. Somebody better than me can draw the dots. Someone historically probably could better draw the dots here. But something is telling me to point that out. And then I had to look at the cards one more time. Higher consciousness. Sirius, Pleiades. Am I saying that Pleiades and Arcturus? Are these like some kind of moons or stars around one of these planets? Maybe like Jupiter or something. I don't know. Again, don't come for me. I don't know. I'm just pointing things out here. This definitely feels like it's starting something off. It's like, I almost feel like this discovery is kicking something into hyperdrive. That's the best way I can explain it. And something feels like I don't know where this, it's like about damn time. About damn time. Okay, I want to see if I'm going to get one more hit out of this, because like, to me, I feel like most of the cards I was getting, it feels like it's more so targeted towards like humanity, or like the people who are doing the discovery, and not the actual structures and the pyramid spherical shits up underneath it. And it may be meant for that to happen, but I'm gonna see if, you know, it was just me not focusing, because it's crazy. Let's do this. Let's cleanse my hands, because that's pretty interesting there. And the way my candle is kind of jumping is a wild too. It was like jumping until I put the cards down. And now it's jumping again. Let's see. What am I supposed to be honing in on or focusing in on with this discovery? 6 of discs. Again, something from, what is it from the past? Materials. So typically when I see the disc card, I think of money, I think of fortune, but this time I'm getting materials. Like, that's the thing that keeps coming up. Like, it's almost like ingredients. And now I feel like I'm getting something about paying homage. Almost like, you know how nowadays we rectify statues in the honor of like great people. I mean, they used to do it back then too. What was that? I believe they had, you know, at least the Greeks and stuff did. They used to have statues of pyramids of like their great rulers, etc., etc. It's kind of like what the pyramids is starting to feel like, or maybe that's what they're sitting on top of to cover. I wonder if they were part of a larger structure. Obviously, which would make sense why this shapes underneath. Sorry, I gotta pick up cards. I had some blow out my hand here. Let's see. Oh, my handle is dancing. Tell me more. Tell me more. Ooh, okay. So the Justice card is coming out again. What is so the Justice card feels like forgotten. Hi puppy. Hi baby. You come in and see mama? Hi buddy. Hi babes. You had enough fun with your chicken? Enough fun with your chicken? The Justice card, I'm getting forgotten. Materials forgotten. The League of Wands and the Two of Swords. Homage to something with the Malika. A homage to a person or a thing or something. Tough choices. To me, this kind of felt like a choice was forced. Like, we had options, we were trying to take time to choose one, but we got forced into one because of whatever, and forgotten. I don't know what this is I'm picking up on, y'all. I'm sorry. 10 of Wands. Again. A bird. What's this burden? The fool's journey, starting off something, and then it's funny, we start with the fool and we kind of basically with the world card, you're in it, you're finishing with the fool. You have gone the whole way, but now we need to go back. Now we need to go back because you thought you started. This is a false start. Go back. Something you need to look at. Something got lost, forgotten, not atoned for here. You need to go back. There was some misstep in between here. I hate when I get cryptic readings like this because I'm like, what the what is this? Risk, materials. See, that manipulation keeps coming up too. Manipulation with the Malika wands, that's not boding very well. You know, the Malika wands is kind of like, okay, so if you have the emperor, he's a very, you know, he throws his power around, he knows it, he can manipulate and abuse people with it. This is kind of like, think of him as like the king. The king that's trying to follow in the footsteps and overthrow this emperor. Like, I'm gonna manipulate and be mean. I want to rule out of fear and not out of love. Like, with this manipulation here. Also, note what the face is too. I'll turn it upright. And as you can see, all of the cards in the Radiant Sun Oracle are not like Egyptian connected. As you can see, it's not all Egypt related. So don't think I'm just pointing it out to be like, oh, you're trying to make it deeper than what it is. I think it's a reason why that popped out. And here we go. This is giving more so along that spiritual meaning here. Generosity, but a choice was forced on you. Oh, you know what else was? Dang, did I shuffle it down too far as soon as I seen it? I noticed something in the car. Here we go. Achievement. I thought this was the Sphinx at first, and I was like, oh, Sun in Virgo. Number 10, we achieve something even despite the struggle, the fight of it all. I feel like it's a couple of things I'm picking up here. Like, something about the story or the history or the information about this feels off. And then the other thing about this is kind of like the spiritual aspect, the higher consciousness, the, you know, mankind, human history, evolution piece or something of this. Enthusiasm. Again, it just feels like something about this is like about damn time you all found this. About damn time it's discovered. About damn time we're gonna get to the bottom of some situation here, some story, some narrative or something. But caution is needed. Ooh, seduction and authority. I hope this isn't gonna lead into like some spiritual squabble, some spiritual war kind of thing. I hope we have learned our lessons from that. But again, mankind, humans, we're prone to just being crazy. Okay, last pool. Let's see what we get here. Let's see. We have Adventure, the Silk Road, Mongolia coming up again. Mongolia is coming up again. I don't know what the connection is here. I just think that's something, again, I felt needed to be pointed out. Okay, I need to know what this card is. Amazon Rainforest Growth. Okay. It didn't pop all the way out. It just kind of sat on top, but I wanted to see in case it pops out again. Then I know, hey, I need to pay attention to that. Nope, creativity came out again though. Italy. Note the places that we keep getting. Okay, and then I have like three other ones. And I'm gonna just note these. I'm gonna read these. I'm gonna put these out here since they all wanted to come out. Especially this one because I've seen this one's at the bottom of the deck earlier too. Activation. Something about this just, again, it feels like to me there's going to be some kind of expansion spiritually or about mankind. There's going to be something that's going to kind of just knock us off our feet here with this discovery or this speculation leading us into a new world. Vikings, courage. Be ready, y'all. And because look, the healing card this time comes up in reverse. And remember, I was just alluding to something earlier about, is this going to lead to some kind of like spiritual warfare? Or is this going to lead to, like some other kind of like holy war or religious battle of some sorts? And it's coming up in reverse this time. I'm just reading cards. I could be misinterpreting, and I'm okay with getting that wrong. But guess what else is still coming up again? Nomads, the Steppes of Mongolia, Vast Vistas coming up again. Focus. Somebody is not focused. You're not looking. We keep getting a lot of Asian and Italian, Greekish like cards. And then, of course, Australia had to come out of nowhere because Australia always does. It's the devil's armpit. You just got to throw off the whole pattern. What else is under here? Then we have Paris, exuberance. Grounded. Yeah, we're not focused. We're not grounded. We're not. It kind of feels like you're not sitting. It kind of feels like perspective shift needed. I'll say that. I think that's the gentlest way I can put it. Perspective shift needed. Yeah, I'm not getting anything else. I'm just reading the cards on this one because I'm not sure. I'm not like intuitively, it feels all over the place, and I can't step on one of the three and just kind of like continue pulling after it and understand because it seems like it's so many frayed strings in this, and I can't exactly kind of hone in on which one I should just kind of like follow through. Feel like a maze of strings. I'll just say that. maybe I should be relaying this because I'm going to just say that. A maze of string or a string maze. You pull the one string, you're trying to follow it all the way through kind of thing. I don't know. Again, it's so much history, so it could be so much that I'm pulling from. Who knows? I knew this was going to be a long shot, but again, I'm just relaying what I'm getting. I do think there should be, I think people should hedge their bets, like brace themselves. I think there is going to be something with this discovery, and as they look more into it, you know, things not appearing quite as they seem, some mess drama or something coming out of it. I don't know, something about like the researchers about this just kind of feels funny to me. I don't know, but I do think this is kind of like on the right track in a sense of, I don't know, getting people to question or to pay attention to stuff or something. Like it's gonna lead to something bigger than we know it. So yeah. Again, if you want to see some of my other like ancient civilization readings or ancient discoveries, I do have a whole list. I don't have it on just relics. I have it on, you know, again, like I said, Göbekli Tepe. I've done one on the what do you call it, the Olmecs, and I think I did one on it's something with like Japanese statues. I can't even remember how you pronounce it, but you know, I have a whole conspiracy list, and you kind of go through there and see what I'm getting for those. I put them under conspiracy just because, again, it's stuff that we don't know about, and I am conspiracizing about them because we don't know. We just don't have enough information on it. So it's all under my conspiracy reading list. So you can check that out and yeah, see if there's something else, another structure, another civilization you can suggest that I do a reading on, which I did have one come up here with the Mayans. I probably should really do something about them because how could I not? But with all of that being said, thank you all so much for joining me in this reading. If you love this reading, please give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you can see the next time I upload. And with that, I'm going to leave you all here with this cryptic and mysterious temple reading on the pyramids, and we're going to move forward. With that, I wish you all a great night or day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.